Hi everyone, this is Muskan again. So today we are going to talk about the TV adaptation inspired by the off-campus books. I know I kind of sound very excited because I am. It's been a long time that I have watched this kind of series. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure, okay? Because it's been over a month and people are still, talking about it, posting edits, debating their favorite couple and literally telling it to everyone to watch it. Now here's the thing. I read the books first, a few years ago when, they were like kind of a trend, like what book to read and what not. So I gave it a try. But I never became one of those people who couldn't, stop talking about them. So when the adaptation came out, I thought, yeah, I will watch it eventually. Fast forward it. But accidentally, I binge watched it in just, one setting. In one sitting, I completed the series and I just couldn't believe myself. It wasn't just the romance. I finally understood what people are talking about. It was the vibe they were talking about, like just not the romance but more than that. The friend group actually felt like the real friend group. The teasing never felt forced. Every character had a distinct personality, so everyone ended up having a favorite, and my favorite was somehow Dean De Laurentiis. Not going to lie, I really love the guy. Not because he was sexy and hot, but for the other reasons as well. And not what you're thinking about. No, not that. But I really love the fact that how he was stood up with Garrett and Hannah, and he was like supporting Wellesley like throughout the whole series, and I really loved it. The last episode, if you remember, that he was the one like Annie, Ali called him that Anna is having a show, and you have to bring the Garrett, and then he just went there and said, Wellesley is having a show, we need to go there, and then Garrett asked him, how do you know that? And he was like, okay. Anyways, so let's back to the show. Like 1 minute you're laughing at their banter, and the next minute you're kicking your feet at the romance, and then suddenly you're searching for the edits at 2 a.m. in the night. Wow, so romantic. Anyways, and I think that's what make it work. I wasn't trying to be overly dramatic, but it made the friendships feel just as important as the relationships, and that's what kept me invested throughout the whole series. I know a lot of readers will still prefer the books, over the series, but as someone who is a watcher more than a reader, I will still prefer the series. And if anyone has still not watched the series, and I think half of us, like half of the population of the world, has watched the series, but still, if you haven't, please watch it. It's very comforting, it's very fun, and it's very, I will say, you will be able to relate with a lot of things, not just the relationship stuff but many other things.